doesn't matter. All right, never mind. We're not live. It's kind of the same anyway. Well, hi there. Happy Saturday. It is February 15th, 2019. I'm Eric, talking at you, as always, from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I spent all day today wondering if black people think it's Ask body spray.
It's really funny.
I did.
I really enjoy that.
How's it going, Gord?
I'm doing all right, my friend. How you doing?
Good. Oh, sitting around contemplating deep philosophical things all day.
Yeah.
Day after the very exciting non-Valentine's Day I had, but good to see that some of my friends did well. Mike at Pitlane Parley. Big day for you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoy that. Daytona 500 for those of you who don't know.
Biggest racing day for them.
Hi to the boys at Thor's Kin. Always a good laugh. I was actually listening to them last night.
Yeah?
It's a good little podcast.
Fun.
And so hi to those guys. Hi, listeners. Thanks for listening. Numbers keep on climbing, and I love it. Tell your friends if they're going to tune in. Maybe they want to go to Podchaser or Chartable or even Apple Podcasts and leave a star rating or a review. If you could give a second, take a second of your life, would be really awesome. I spent an inordinate amount of time listening to Joe Rogan interviews this weekend. And not completely hating them. For the most part, it was just crap. But there was some moments there that I didn't hate.
It's interesting to hear.
He's very, I don't know, it gets very just two comics sitting around talking about being comics and all that. It starts getting into a lot of inside jokes and stupid crap, but every once in a while he asks a decent question. He got into it with Candace Owens a little bit, which I appreciated. She's my new crush. If those of you remember from a couple of nights ago, Candace Owens, black female Republican, very staunch Trump supporter. Interesting young lady. But Joe Rogan kind of raked her over the coals a little bit, and I was impressed. Every once in a while, he does good, I guess. I don't know. I find his show very boring. I find many podcasts lately, even my favorite ones, tend to... They just seem to go on too long, and get very insidey jokey, and I hope we don't do that. Please feel free to tell us if we do. Eric at ericandgord.world. Or, yeah, that's it. That's all you got right now, Eric at ericandgord.world. Or any of the emails you hear from past episodes. If you happen to be going back through our archives and you hear some email address, they are all active. So you can still reach me at rosemcgowanisstupid@gmail.com or... Todd Cochran can blow me at gmail.com. Trump is a giant piece of shit. Sorry, sack of shit at outlook.com.
Are you sure that we're not? I thought that we were Trump supporters all of a sudden.
I am by no means a Trump supporter. Your friend is very, very wrong.
Oh, yeah. I really got to get around deleting that bitch.
No, absolutely not. She seems like a lovely, confused lady.
Yeah, but I prefer people people, especially to have any form of discussion with anybody who is willing to admit some form of fault or wrong or even right doing with something that they don't necessarily, or someone they don't agree with, to just flat out deny an absolute fact when given multiple different sources and proofs of said thing, and then just to continue to deny it just because of some. No, it's. I just can't.
I quite like it. I'm impressed. Like, stick to your guns. That's the way to be. Just flat out, nope. You're a Trump supporter. No, I'm clearly not. Trump supporter. I like it. That's a good way to win arguments. Eventually it works, too. Eventually you'll win if you do that long enough. You will win because people will just give up and stop talking to you. You're a Trump supporter. No, I'm clearly not. Here's a Trump supporter. You're just like, all right, fuck, you win. That's how I used to win arguments. All the time. Just be like, you're wrong. Wrong. Everything you say is wrong. Can you tell me why? I don't have to, because you're so wrong.
There's no point in explaining it if you're that wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't actually have to have a valid argument. It's great. For those of you who have no idea, I was accused of being a Trump supporter last week by someone who believes that Trump did something that he didn't do. All in regards to this stupid landmine debate, which it's not going to go anywhere anyway. The U.S. isn't going to just magically start using landmines all over the place. It's
which would be hilarious.
that it would be pretty funny actually, but
just all of a sudden there's just landmines everywhere.
This opens the debate to the possibility that they could, in a war situation, should Russia or China declare war, they might possibly maybe consider it. I still don't think any president in his right mind would actually consider using them. Because even if you are the guy who didn't sign this fucking thing, and you're the guy who said maybe you could use them because you didn't sign it, you're still going to eat shit for a long, long time if you're the guy who actually uses landmines.
I don't know. I don't see... My only issue I have with landmines, really, when it comes down to it, is just the ones that are designed to fuck with kids, specifically.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I have a big problem with. Like, if you are in an act of war, and you know the enemy is coming towards you in a certain thing, and you got the time, yeah, fucking right, bury some fucking landmines, knock off some numbers so you save some bullets. Why not?
I don't see the problem. And these ones now, they either self-destruct or you can blow them up when you're done with them. So it's not like they're left 40 years later for kids to be playing with.
Yeah.
You use them, and then when you leave, you blow them up. But still, you're going to eat shit politically if you use them. So I can't see anyone using them anyway. But then again, look at the enemies we're fighting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They'll use children as shields. Like, fuck some of these people.
Excuse me for a sec. I'm going to sneeze. There we go. I got rid of that. Yeah, the people we're fighting they don't follow the rules of war ever. So, I think maybe the U.S. is onto something by not signing this fucking treaty. But that's just me being a big old Trump supporter again.
We are the biggest Trump supporters on the market here. What do you want us to do?
I don't know. I haven't heard much about him this weekend. Apparently he did some nice thing. I don't know. He went and received a bunch of dead bodies or something. And like he cut a Trump rally short so that he could go honor some dead soldiers returning. And they made a big deal out of it on the news. I don't care. I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't give a crap. I would really like to see him not win this election in November.
Unfortunately.
I would like to see... I don't know. Hey, speaking of which, it is the anniversary this week, and oddly enough, of Clinton not getting impeached.
Is it really?
Yeah, he actually, I guess exact same situation. The Senate did not approve the articles of impeachment, and he was not removed. So it was exactly the same.
The one drastic difference is the reason for the acquittal.
Well, yeah.
Clinton's reason was the fact that, well, he didn't break any law. It was inappropriate. His wife should have left him, but he didn't break any law.
Well,
didn't affect anything in any way, shape, or form. He just fucked some fucking chicken, shoved a fucking cigar up her ass. Nobody really cares.
Is there not some sort of a adultery law in America? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Don't care.
Yeah.
I think
where Trump flat out refused to allow witnesses to come forward, which is why he didn't get impeached.
I think we're going to set a rule now. There's going to be the precedent's been set. Now they're just going to try to impeach everybody every time. Every time someone in the States gets elected, they're going to try to impeach them.
No way. I guarantee you, as long as a Democrat is in charge, no impeachment will happen.
No. I think they're just going to impeach everybody. They're going to try it every time. That's going to be the new American thing. As soon as someone gets elected, the impeachment process is going to start. That's going to be the new thing.
They don't even wait for the person to do anything wrong.
Nope.
The
day after they're elected. Yeah, you're impeached, and then they go through this whole big fucking waste of time, and then they'll start presidenting afterwards. After they fire everyone who tried to impeach them. Like this is going to be the first year. You get elected, then you get impeached, and then you don't get impeached, and then you fire everyone who tried to impeach you, and then you put together your little slapstick government after that and try to run a country that's just fucking burned out by all your bullshit. And as they go through that, we'll still be wondering, where the fuck is Justin Trudeau? Why is he running around the Middle East shaking hands with the Iranian fucking president who just blew up 300 of our people?
And overtly not for them?
When our country is being shut down by fucking terrorists, in my opinion. Trains all across the country are shut down. They can't get fuel shipments out east, like east of you, the Nova Scotia and whatnot. Trains are being shut down by people who have no hand in what's going on in a tiny little community in northern British Columbia has shut down the entire fucking country. And Trudeau's response is, well, it's not my job to tell the RCMP what to do. No, literally, that's exactly your job. It is your job to tell the RCMP what to do.
I hate this, man.
Tell them to get these fucking protesters off the goddamn trains. Protesters who have nothing to do with the First Nations community, who has said that these protesters have nothing to do with us. We want the pipeline. They're ridiculous. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the name. I always fuck up First Nations names.
Oh, this one seems very difficult to me.
It's the it starts with a W, and it has 7 in it.
7. There's some dashes, possibly an apostrophe.
I don't know, and I don't even care. Just get rid of the terrorists who are shutting down the goddamn train to get the country back to work. Like, they even shut down the West Coast Express.
Yeah.
That runs from Vancouver to Mission. Like, people are they can't get to work. How do you think you're going to get support if you're just fucking up
Yeah.
people's jobs? Who's going to support your protest now? Nobody is supporting anyone who fucks up their ability to get to work.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is very weird.
It is very weird. It is. That's a good way to put it. It's just very weird. I don't get why. Well, I do get why, because this is Trudeau. Trudeau never wanted to support the pipeline, right? But he had to because he bought it. So now this is his way of kind of saying he doesn't really support it. Well, too fucking bad. You bought it. And John Horgan, who didn't want it to go through. Sorry, I just ended up playing one of our old episodes on my phone as I was trying to tell this story. John Horgan didn't want it to go through. So now he can say, this is what's happening. I don't know. It's leaders not leading is all it is. Be a leader. How hard is it? Or step down and get me and Gord to lead. Whatever it takes. I don't care. Get this protest done with. Get the country back on its feet. It's not that fucking difficult.
No, it really isn't.
At a time when we really need to show that our leadership, I mean, the things we choose around here drive me fucking nuts. Like, why do we come down with such force on the Menglan Zhu? We use all the resources to shut her down and keep her trapped, and now we're punishing her. We're now there's new charges being brought against her for racketeering and all this shit. And yet these fucking eco-terrorists shutting down our goddamn country, that's fine. We can't tell them what to do.
Yeah.
What? Why? I don't get our priorities. I know everything is money-driven or something, or politically driven or whatever, but this one makes no sense to me.
No, there's no logic to it. There just isn't any. There's no logic to this. They don't want a pipeline running through their land, but yet, that's literally what this comes down to. They don't want a pipeline to run through their land because they think that for some reason this is going to destroy their land, but yet,
yeah, but these protesters aren't the people of the land want the pipeline.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
These people aren't protesting on their behalf. These people are mostly American. They're professional protesters, just protesting for the sake of protesting. The people whose land the pipeline is going through has already said very clearly many times they want the pipeline. They're none of their men are employed. This pipeline puts all their men back to work. I don't get it.
I really want vigilantism to come back.
Well, that's essentially what this is. I don't know why they can use it and we can't. Like, they can. It's essentially vigilantism to shut down all our economic capability via rail. Why can we not retaliate?
One of the protesters was interviewed. I meant to have this up and ready for us actually, but I ended up not doing it. But one of the protests interviewed for this one actually said, "We want to shut down all of Canada. We want to shut down all of Canada for good." And then asked, "Why? What's your issue with Canada?" And they said, "Because America is better." That was an actual quote. And I was just like, "Well, wait a minute. Isn't that terrorism? Isn't that the exact definition of striking fear and trying to overthrow another country? Isn't that the definition of war? Isn't that an act of war?"
Well, they're just protesters, though. They say whatever they can to raise a stink. I'm just trying to find that quote, and I can't find that explicit quote, I can find that there is a group of people that has the hashtag shutdown Canada.
Yeah. I caught it earlier this morning. I came across. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Am I reading that right? That can't be right.
Yeah, hereditary chiefs, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, they don't speak for the people. 400 trains nationwide were canceled last week. Dismantling illegal protest is not easy, and it may not be the constructive thing to do. Well, yes, it is. Of course it is. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and read while we're on the air, but it is... I've got... All I could find was the hashtag shutdown Canada. I can't find anything relating to that quote, but makes sense. I don't know. I don't see why we can't fight back. That doesn't make sense to me. If you want to protest, that's all well and good. Protest. Once you start costing the country money, then that, in my opinion, is a crime, and you should be stopped.
Yeah. Especially considering trains themselves have nothing to do with this pipeline. It has nothing to do with anything. Like, you are literally shutting down the one means that can avoid your whole thing about a fucking pipeline. Like,
that's the part that I don't understand. Your alternative is trains. You're not stopping oil. How many times do I have to say this on this goddamn show? You are not stopping oil. Ever. Oil will find its way across this country. So you can shut down trains. You can shut down pipelines. You are not stopping oil. We'll just put it in trucks and drive it across the country.
Because that's the safest way to deal with it.
We will find a way. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why we can't crush these people. I understand. It's our part of our democracy. We allow protests, even illegal ones, blah, 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 blah. Fuck it. It's costing us money. It's causing us hardship. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
You can voice your opinion. I don't care. Have an opinion. Great. Good. Call my show and bitch about it. You can hijack my show every night if you want to complain about this thing. But don't block my ability to get to work. I'm not going to work, but somebody else probably is. I can't get a job. I don't exist. I wonder if I should just start showing people this show. Hey, look at me. I exist. I have a show, for fuck's sakes. 10,000 people know that I exist. More than 10,000 people know I exist. Some even think I'm a Trump supporter. Maybe I should call him. Be like, hey, Trump, I'm your biggest supporter. Can you give me some ID or what? I'm your biggest Canadian supporter. Might work.
Maybe.
So, long story short, I hate all of you if you are protesting right now. Stop it. Go to get a job. What else can we bitch about that I hate? Do we want to talk coronavirus? I don't care.
Numbers are officially starting to go down.
Yes. Well, shocking. Oh,
yeah.
Flu season's coming to the end, and people are getting over the flu. Oh, my God.
Weird.
What's going to happen next?
Yeah.
I guarantee
Never saw that.
In the next few months, we are probably going to see snow start to melt and plants grow.
And then the next big disease, allergies.
Oh, my God. And they are going to be some sick, crazy Chinese allergies this time. Out here, they're really grasping for a story because where I am, which is, a 4-hour drive outside of Vancouver, and we are not under the Fraser Health area. It's the Interior Health District, right? Like, so you've got Vancouver Coastal Health District, and then you've got the Interior Health, and they said 5th BC case of coronavirus has found its way into the Interior Health District, which includes Kelowna. Like, trying to... Yes, it includes Kelowna. It also includes 2/3 of the fucking province. Stop trying to scare people. What are you doing? That would be like saying, the coronavirus has gotten into the GTA, which includes Milton. And you're like,
yeah.
or so other many areas where it could be. Why? What are you doing?
You've just included 36 mini bucket towns in there. That Google description.
That's exactly what they did here. Just trying to, and it's the 5th case in the province. Like, by this point, were we really scared of number 5? Like, out of how many people are in the province? There's 2.2 million people in Vancouver. The entire province is probably, I'm gonna guess, 5 billion or something. So the 5 people, no one was like, okay, 4 we can handle. But if that 5th case gets within this province, we are fucked.
We are screwed. That's it.
Which is what, a total of 9 in Canada, or 12 maybe?
Fuck. Oh.
I don't care anymore. And the flu, no one's paying attention. Oh, I was right. Exactly 5 million in the province.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Good guess.
We are always right.
What is the total number in Canada? Do you know? I don't know. Total number of cases.
In Canada, I think it's... Well, that depends. Canadian citizens in general or in Canada specifically?
In Canada. I don't care about citizens around the world. Who gives a crap? If you're not in the country, I don't care.
Well, because there's that boat, that cruise liner.
Yeah.
Which started off with 1 case, and now there's like 280 cases.
Okay, well,
because they're keeping them
keep them on the boat till it cures. Don't let them come to Canada. How many are in? All I care about is in Canada. I don't care on a boat going around Canada. Don't let the boat come here. We do that all the time. There's been lots of boats we don't let come to Canada. I remember the boat people. How many cases of coronavirus in Canada?
What are we up to here?
5 in BC. I can't find a direct number.
Oh, this is really weird. Oh, did you see that they actually gave? So it's not actually considered or called a coronavirus anymore?
No, it's COVID-19.
That's right. Yeah.
I still can't find the exact number in Canada because
I think it's still in the single digits.
Yeah. The daily ratios appear strangely consistent, as if they were being compiled according to a formula. Cases that are described as confirmed, which excludes the non-confirmed, mild, and barely symptomatic, this could easily be many times the confirmed total. So if the case fatality rate would drop dramatically.
Oh, I have the numbers.
So there's 518 cases outside of China. What's your number for Canada?
7.
Ooh.
3 in Ontario, 4 in British Columbia.
It's 5 in British Columbia now, so your numbers are way outdated, my friend.
This is as of the 14th. February 14th.
Yeah, that's 2 days ago.
And as in addition, the government of British Columbia reported their 5th case. So it's actually 8.
8. Well, batten down the hatches. Fuck.
8.
8. And if you're 5 of them, well, 4 in Vancouver, 1 in the interior health region, which could mean anywhere from outside of Vancouver to fucking Prince George. And then 3 in Ontario, which I guarantee they're probably all downtown Toronto.
Actually, I bet you all 3 are the ones that were brought in from fucking that were brought in from China that are sitting over in Trenton at the airport, at the base. That's probably what it is.
And if not, they're somewhere near a major airport because they had to fly from China to get here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So if you're not near a major airport, you're fine. And if you are, you're still fine. I like that they're finally announcing that these numbers are dropping. I like that this is going to get swept under the rug any day now. People are going to go back to realizing it was nothing. No one's questioning what the Chinese are actually hiding and why they're revealing this.
Those 2 guys I told you about, but they disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Nobody's questioning it. And this will go back to... I don't know what this is going to go to. iPhones will be cheaper next year. That's about all I can think of that's going to come from this.
No. iPhones will be more expensive because a company has designed this coating thing that can go over top of plastic, wood, and steel that helps eliminate over 90% of direct contact like viruses and microbes and things like that. So I'll guarantee you the cost of the phones will go up because they're going to have this coating on it so that if you sneeze on your phone and then somebody like takes it from you and licks it, they're not actually going to get sick from it.
I would want the opposite on my phone. I would want something that if you take my phone and lick it, you will die instantly.
Frothing at the mouth death.
That would prevent... I'm on... Now, granted, things have changed quite significantly. I had your phone, and I've had this phone for a good long time. Prior to that, I had 22 phones. I would have loved it if one of them would have blown up in someone's hand. I was actually trying to figure out a way to fit mine with a die pack so that if you took it, a die pack would blow up, like they do in clothing or bags of money. And then you
that
just
would be amazing.
Because they do have it now where if your phone gets stolen, whoever looks at the screen, it'll instantly take a picture of their face.
That's right.
And send it to you. So I would like it if they take a picture of your face and then blow up in your hand. And then I'll look for the guy with screen chunks in his face and missing a hand. And I'll know that's the guy who took my phone. Like, I want it to be not... this is not going to be a mild explosive. I want it to remove his hand and leave tattered hand that I can see visibly and go, hey, give me back my phone, fucker.
How do you know it was me? Hang on, I got this piece of phone screen stuck in my face. Hang on a second.
You have no hand. I know. That's but the phone would be blown up, but I still get to punch you in your face for stealing it. So no, anyway, the point is, I don't want a coating that protects a thief from a virus. I want a coating that gives him a virus. A fast-acting one that you take 3 steps and you're too sick to run away with my phone.
So you want the new iPhone Anthrax version?
I think it should secrete a virus, yes.
If we start hearing about iPhone A coming out, we already know what that's about.
iPhone
Anthrax.
I think it should just be the iPhone E, named after me, and you get the Eric virus if you take my phone. It instantly starts playing the podcast, and that's all it'll do. You can't make any calls, and you can't shut it off. It's just the podcast on a continuous loop, and you just get sicker and sicker. And it turns into a form of gloom that glues itself to your hand. So you
drains your bank account.
You can't put it down, and it just plays the podcast over and over. and you're too sick to get up and do anything about it. So you just lay there holding the phone, listening to Eric and go, oh, yeah. And it'll only be available on Apple phones. It will not be Android compatible. So only iPhone people get it.
I fully support it. Fully. Just saying.
It can't be that hard to do. If they can get one that can protect you from viruses, then they can get one that can give them to you.
I think the giving viruses is the easy part.
Probably. Some of those phones I lost downtown probably had a few.
I wonder if any of them have if any of those phones have MRSA on them.
Oh, I'm guaranteed. Guaranteed. Oh man, that's stupid. I can't believe that. Why would they come up with such a thing? That's a stupid thing. Like, who even hands their phone to anyone else? Nobody.
I don't know.
People are so shitty about that. Have you ever asked if you could make a call on someone's phone? Holy fuck! You might as well.
People, no.
It's like, hey, can I fuck your baby? People would be like, I'll think about it. But your phone, like, can I make a call on your phone? Mine's dead. People just look at you. How dare you, sir?
you peasant.
Why would you even ask such a thing? Can I just finger blast your baby's ass while we wait for the bus? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, only if you're a priest. Are you a priest?
Can I touch your iPhone? You son of a bitch.
I'm calling the cops. Let me borrow your phone. I found a great one, a little article here. I think you'll appreciate. We'll have a good giggle about. In Vail, Colorado, it appears that a skier has suffocated to death at a Colorado ski resort. This is like literally you were meant to die scenarios. And it's scenarios like this that prove to me my theory that everybody already, from the moment you're born, everybody has a predetermined death time. Because there's no way this could ever happen, ever, anywhere in history. But it happened to this guy and he died. Apparently, when he went to get on a chairlift, the chairlift folding seat was sitting upright instead of in the down position, and so it left a gap. And he kind of got wedged into the spot and then kind of slipped through the gap. But his coat had gone around his head and neck, and it choked him. And by the time he reached the top of the hill, he was dead.
That's
what a horrible way to go! How embarrassing! How did you die? I got on a chairlift. I didn't notice the seat wasn't there, and I fell through and choked to death on my fucking coat. Wow, you're just meant to die. There's no getting around it.
I can't say that I'm particularly saddened by it. I don't know.
You know that everybody at this place are laughing when they say, when the Vail Resorts representative said, "We take all incidences seriously."
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Sure
You're all
do.
laughing going, "What a fucking tool. I can't believe this guy died from this. What an idiot."
Yeah.
So the resort shut down for 24 hours and then reopened the next day.
Again, I'm going to say, this goes in with all of the tragic deaths of skiers that Gord has brought up this year. Don't give a shit. It's your own fault. All of you who attempt this sport should all die. No, not that you should, but if you do, I don't care because
no,
I just don't care.
one of the
That's probably about the third or fourth ski death story Gord's tried to bring up and made me give a crap about. Don't ski.
I don't even care if you give a crap. It's funny as hell.
Don't ski. All of you, stop skiing.
Years ago, I was in Milton at the mighty Glen Eden ski shithole. They wanted to change the name to Mount Eden. It's literally the size of a mogul. But for those that don't know, that's a bump. It's a bump in the snow. And I was going up on a thing called a T-bar, which is old school T-bars, which is what they had at the time, are probably one of the most recklessly dangerous systems you could ever think of. It's this giant bar in the shape of a giant T, where it works on this really powerful spring coiled system. So when you get it, you get it and the thing pulls and then it just sort of yanks you up the hill. But if you don't get it right, and if you're not perfectly balanced on it, this thing will slingshot your fucking ass everywhere. And they're very difficult to hold on to and maintain. But nonetheless, I'm on this thing. Some Yahoo near the top had fallen off, so the thing stops automatically. We're all just sort of waiting for this guy to get out of the way. And as I'm standing on this thing, all I hear in the background is, it gets louder and louder. And it was this woman who was completely out of control, had no idea how to ski, ended up going way too fast that she could handle. And she comes screaming down the side of the hill and just cuts right across it. She's coming straight towards us on the T-bar. She slammed into the fence, which has got those old, like, rotted log style fence. You know, like they're like a 2-tier fence with the old rotted log style. You know what I'm talking about? And she comes slamming into that. When she hit it, I heard both of her fucking legs break. It was that loud. Like, you heard the crack, and it was both of her fucking legs right at the upper thigh. They get snapped, that bone on both of her legs, and the other part hit her right in the chest. And she just hit it with such incredible force. I don't think I mean, my God, I laughed so fucking hard. Because the chairlifter, the T-bar lift had just started going when she slams into it, and then people panic because they want to go to rush help. So people like jump off the T-bar to go and help, which shuts the whole thing down again. And then everybody's yelling at the people for helping her because it's stopping them from going to the top of the hill. It's the best day ever. It's just, no, everybody's just like, you should be over the kiddie hill, not the bigger hill. You're an idiot. Nobody cares that you hit the fence, and why are you helping this moron? Just nobody cares.
Well, that's kind of the attitude amongst skiers anyway.
It was so good. Oh my God, I died.
They're all a bunch of shitty people.
It's true. It's true. So I just saw that, and I thought that was pretty funny.
That's good stuff.
Now, to flip that over, in New York City, this was yesterday, a 14-year-old has been arrested in the fatal stabbing of a college student in a park during a robbery in December. There's 2 people involved. They have already charged one person, and then they just charged a second person into it with second-degree murder and robbery. They literally just went to rob this chick and then ended up stabbing her to death and leaving her to die in the Manhattan Park. The weird thing is they've released the name of the 14-year-old, which for some reason I thought that was illegal in the U.S.
It depends if he's being charged as an adult or not.
I suppose.
If he's being charged as an adult, then all bets are off in that regard.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Associated Press is naming the juvenile defendant because of the seriousness of the crime and because he has been charged as an adult. So,
it's pretty funny. I think I
well
just
done.
said that.
You just said that exactly.
That's how it goes. And hey, good on you, 14-year-old. You're stabbing at a 20-year-old level. Good for you.
And apparently she was mainly the reason why she was robbed was because she refused to let go of her phone.
Yeah, see, now I'm on both sides of this one. I mean, for a lot of people, this is the most expensive thing you're going to buy. These things don't get any cheaper. Some of the new ones are up to $1,400.
Yeah.
It's hard to let go. I know I would have issues letting go if I ever paid $1,400 for anything.
Yeah.
On the other hand, let go of your fucking phone. It doesn't matter. It's not worth your life. Just don't. Nothing is worth your life. And this is where we're at as a society, where a 14-year-old will just fucking end your life for this shit.
Now, one thing I will say, women especially, but anybody, if somebody pulls out a weapon and they are threatening your life and they're going to fucking attack you, by all means necessary, if you can, scratch them. Just give them a scratch. Just one scratch. Because if they do kill you, they got DNA evidence underneath your fingernails that you can use against these fucking people. So just remember that. That's how both of these two ended up getting caught.
Yeah.
Because she scratched both of the attackers when both of them tried to grab her. She was able to scratch both of them. And they got DNA evidence on both. So, scratch people.
That's a good advice for all walks of life. First dates, any interactions with anyone, just first thing you do, just scratch them.
Yeah.
Get the DNA.
I'm actually thinking, if I were to ever be single again and start dating, I'm actually thinking that actually might be the first thing I will do with a woman when I go on a date. As soon as we sit down, can you do something for me? Yeah, can you scratch me, please?
Yeah.
Give it a good scratch, because I just want you to know that if anything were to happen, you've got my DNA locked underneath on your neck. So
I just give them a blood and semen sample right there at the dinner table. Here you go. Here's saliva, blood, and semen. You, just in case the prosecutor needs them. It's always a good icebreaker. Here you go. Here's my blood, semen, and saliva. Okay, let's order appetizers.
Now that you have that.
Just thought that would put you at ease.
It's fucked up and funny.
Now I can do whatever I want.
And I know where the DNA is.
Happy Valentine's Day. It's a lovely gift.
So good. Apparently going to go international here. Apparently in Delhi.
New or old?
I was watching one of the same thing. It's the Western Indian state of, Gurajat.
Whatever. There's no old Delhi. It's all New Delhi, isn't it? I don't know. I've never heard of old Delhi.
Neither have I. But basically what it is there's a group of college students that are living in a hostel there. They have a whole group of women, 68 women were pulled out of classrooms, taken to a toilet, and they were asked individually to remove their underwear to prove if they were menstruating or not.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what difference does it make. But
I don't know. I don't know about India. They do creepy shit.
They said that hospital official had complained to the college principal on Monday that some of the students were breaking rules menstruating women are supposed to follow. According to the rules, women are barred from entering the temple and the kitchen and are not allowed to touch other students during their periods.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Right.
That's
At
actually...
mealtime, they have to sit away from others. They have to clean their own dishes, and in the classroom, they're expected to sit on the last bench. Wow.
Yeah, that's Christian law too. They do. We just don't follow it.
Wow. It's
That
just
makes sense.
insane.
Um,
There's also a registry where they're expected to enter their names when they get their periods, so it helps authorities identify them.
I guess so that you're not breaking the rules. That's religion for you. I don't know. I don't know what to say. That's
So
actually in
does
the.
this mean that during this whole if you've got like 5 women living together and their cycles sync together, that means that they can't eat for 5 days. They're not allowed to cook their own meals because they're not allowed in the kitchen.
Yeah. Even under Christian law, if you talk to them, you have to either stone them to death or shower for bathe yourself for 7 days.
Wow.
Menstruation's a big deal in religion. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff still exists or makes sense, especially in somewhere like India that has fairly progressive laws about stuff, except when it comes to women. I don't know how all this crap still makes sense to anyone. Like how do you not? I can't.
Apparently, 3 years ago, 70 students were stripped naked 3 years ago at a residential school in northern India by a female warden after she found blood on a bathroom door.
That makes perfect sense. That seems like the logical next step.
Wow.
I don't know how this antiquated crap keeps happening around the world in these ass backward countries. I don't know how we can be going around shaking hands with leaders of these countries and pretending like shit's normal when we know this kind of crap goes on there. It just blows my mind.
I agree.
And they actively try to like keep their women uneducated so they don't realize that this is fucking bonkers.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, that's the thing. It doesn't, and they know it, but they can't admit it now.
No, they've been talking about this shit for too long.
They can't just say, "Oh, wait a minute. Turns out for 2,000 years we've been fucking totally banana hammock." Sorry about that.
Oops.
Even though that would be the right thing to do, and people would be like, most Indian women, I think, would be like, "Okay, that's all right. Can we work on making rape illegal now?"
Yeah.
One step at a time, young lady.
Yeah. I'm still reserving the right to stone you, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Don't push it.
Fuck. You can legally bleed, but watch it. I will make you bleed from other places.
I don't like it. I don't like the world that we live in.
No. I really don't either. I would have thought that by now, when you read stories like this, as soon as you read the story, within 24 hours, a mass of people had just died because of a result of this. Like,
yeah, but they don't.
You know, the principal would be dead. The guy who complained would be dead. The building that they did this in was burned to the ground with the guy who complains family in it. Like, you know, like
no. When it comes to women and these cultures, no one ever gets dead. They're
just the women.
They're below dogs in all of these countries, and these are the ones where Trudeau is going around glad-handing and fucking begging for a UN Security Council seat from. Like, maybe just stop paying attention to what these people think of us and just start condemning them for being idiotic.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get how we like. Why is that not the biggest violation? Why don't we stop trading with countries like this? Oh yeah, because we can't even get trains to deliver shit across our own goddamn country.
Why isn't Greta Thunberg outraged by stuff like this happening?
Yeah,
just
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I have no good answers this evening. It's stuff like this blows my mind. And people go, "Oh, we have to approach it delicately." No, we don't. Give bats to people. Go and just bats to heads of people who believe this shit helps in some way.
Yeah.
Just
pretty simple, really.
Give bats to the people who see it right, and they get to go play fucking baseball with the heads of the people who believe this crap. It's not that difficult. Get rid of them. It's the 21st fucking century, for Christ's sake. If you believe in this kind of fucking dark age voodoo, then you deserve a bat to the head. It's that simple. If you can't get with the times, if you're so just embedded in your Sharia bullshit and ancient old world fucking mysticism and crap, then just bat to the head. Goodbye. If you can't advance with the times, good night. It's time for you to go to sleep. This stuff is bullshit. And these men aren't stupid. They know what's going on in the world. That's the thing. The kings and all the princes and all the higher-ups, they know what the fuck's going on around the world. They have TVs. They have fucking iPhones. They know what's happening. They know that they're being idiots. So, if they know the truth, and if they're not willing to just admit it and free the female population, then let's just get rid of them. Why do we need them? If we're so quick to bomb Iran, and we're so quick to bomb Iraq and take these people out, let's start taking out the ones that are the actual fucking problem. The rich motherfuckers who are keeping their countries down so they can stay rich. Take them out, too. Fuck them.
Yeah. Why is this such a big deal? I just don't get it.
It's a bunch of very lovely women that should not be treated the way they're being treated. Like, I will make it my personal crusade to take care of lots of them.
Is this because these guys are jealous that they don't bleed? Is that what this is?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I don't care. I don't want to understand it. I just want it to end.
Just want it to stop.
I don't want to understand why they are like this. I don't give a shit. I don't understand. I don't want to understand why Sharia law makes sense to anybody. I just want it to not be a thing around the world anymore. Why it doesn't make sense. Why it doesn't matter. I hate asking why. I never ask why at work. I don't ask why about a lot of things. Just fucking stop it.
Yeah, really.
Why did Charles Manson do what he did? I don't care. He was a sick fuck. He deserved to be in jail for the rest of his life. Why do these people do this stuff? I don't care. They're sick fucks. Put them in jail or eliminate them. Why doesn't matter. Just stop it. Oh my god. That really made me mad actually the other night. Two things made me mad last night. Number one, Adam Carolla yelling and telling people to solve the problem.
Yeah.
That bugged me almost as much as when he said it's time for you to eat a bullet. And I went, all right, something's fucking going on here. He did.
Really?
Last night, I don't remember what episode it was. I would have to look it up, but I'm getting really fed up with this. He didn't say stop lying, but he went so far. He almost said stop lying, solve the problem, and I almost went, all right, I gotta call this motherfucker.
Yeah. Because basically, have you ever heard somebody use the term "eat a bullet" before I said it?
I'm sure probably at some point, but not everybody knows that's yours.
That's right.
And he can't. I don't know. There's some funny things going on around the world of podcasting that it makes me think. It is a very level playing field. That's the problem. People can take whatever they want as their own.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can do about it. It's frightening. But that was two things that made me very upset in my bedridden state of I'm going to lay here and listen to podcasts for 2 days. He went on a big ranty rant about actually solving a problem and how lying was the big problem. And I'm like, easy there, cowboy.
Way to come up with that one, because I had nothing to do with that.
It is literally the artwork on our show. It says "Stop lying" in big blue letters. I don't mind if you would just give us credit.
Yeah, we don't ask for much, and maybe a check.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some of that. I wouldn't mind some Joe Rogan money. I'm assuming Corolla makes almost as much as Rogan. He's got to be around the same.
I'd have to assume so, yeah.
He actually has the Adam Carolla show is the #1 downloaded show. Even though Joe Rogan is the most popular or whatever, I guess they're pretty much tied for first place or something. So they must make about the same. I don't want much. I don't want a lot. Very little. And I don't feel the need to take from Adam Carolla because he got sued for $500,000 not very long ago. For some copyright thing that he didn't actually infringe upon, but these little meatheads in Texas managed to sue him for a great deal of money because they snuck in and copyrighted something and then sued him for copyright infringement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is very cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's
cool,
great. That could happen to us tomorrow. Someone could come in and say and fucking trademark "Eat a Bullet" and then be like, "Oh, Gord owes me $500,000."
And I'd say no, and then I'd beat him up.
Yeah. Not exactly how it works. Yeah, fuck him. Who cares? Move to India.
Exactly.
Move to.
So the Weinstein trial.
Oh, goody.
Gone through week 4. They're wrapping up.
Yeah, the defense didn't have a hell of a lot to say.
Well, ironically enough, the defense did a 4.5-hour closing argument, and the prosecution did a 3 or 3.5-hour closing argument.
But the defense's closing argument, 4.5 hours, but a good 4 hours and 15 minutes of it was them going, "Come on, come on, come on, come on."
Referring to the prosecutor, she says, in their universe, Weinstein's accusers are not even responsible for sitting at their computer sending emails to someone across the country. In this script, the powerful man is the villain, and he's so unattractive and large that no woman would ever want to sleep with him voluntarily. Regret does not exist in this world, only regret renamed as rape.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. She criticized the Me Too movement, saying that the 2 women Weinstein is charged with attacking were opportunists who willingly latched on to the powerful producer and acquiesced to sex because they thought it would help their careers. Yeah, she says that facts matter and evidence matters. When this case is over, we know that you'll do the right thing because justice demands it.
She's not wrong. Because now, it doesn't excuse him. The ones he got charged on, fine, but everyone in Hollywood knows, like, look at Matt Damon saying, well, Matt Damon all but said he's not a good guy. He's like, well, I wouldn't want to be married to him.
Yeah.
Everybody knows some nasty shit went on. Whether he gets convicted in this trial or not, The man's not innocent of anything. Is his lawyer on point? Probably. Has Me Too gone way too far in the wrong direction? Definitely. But in no way does that excuse, yes, some women slept with him voluntarily, absolutely. Did some women sleep with him to advance their careers? 100% guarantee it. Does it mean he's a good guy who never did anything wrong? Absolutely not. He's a giant fat piece of shit who did lots of wrong. It
should be held responsible for that.
There's 15 sides to this story. And everybody on all sides is lying. He's a giant piece of shit. He should fry for what he did. Are some of the women who accused Bill Cosby probably lying and exaggerating? Definitely. 100%. Does that mean he did nothing wrong? No. People have to stop seeing it as an all or nothing fucking argument. It's not all or nothing. Ever. Mm-hmm. It's not, okay, these two ladies was wrong, that means it completely exonerates him from any wrongdoing whatsoever. No, that's not the way it is. He's a fat piece of shit rapist. These two maybe were wrong. That's just how it is. Sorry. There's no good, happy ending to this story for anyone.
No, there really isn't.
Nobody walks away from this feeling good about the results.
Well, that's not true, because Weinstein left the courtroom smiling, saying that he loved his defense lawyer's closing argument, saying, quote, "I made the king's speech, and she made the queen's speech."
Sure, good. You're still a fat piece of shit rapist who will never work in Hollywood again. So you can smile all you want. You can smile all your way to working at fucking Burger King, you fat piece of shit.
Right?
No one's going to hire you. People are going to wait for you to die, and then they're going to not celebrate your death. And any good you did in Hollywood is erased now. So smile all you want. But every movie you made is tainted. Everything you ever put your hands on, whether it was good or bad, is tainted forever. So smile it up, fatty. Your brother won't ever work with you again. He's probably the one who turned you in. He's going to go on with his production company, and you are going to rot until you die.
Yeah.
Whether it's in jail or in your own personal hell. So good. Smile it up. Be proud of yourself. You might have tricked this jury, but the jury of the world is much, much harder to get around.
The defense keeps pointing out, saying that his use of the his walker is done purely to make him look like a decrepit old man in court.
Of course, everybody does it now. It's the super old trick.
So, yeah, they keep mentioning that one, and the judge finally told them that they cannot say, they're not allowed to say or allude to whether this is true or not, whether he needs it, but you can argue around it to say, just because you're appearing weak and old now doesn't mean that's the way you were when this shit happened.
No, of course not. And that's what everybody does. Bernie Madoff is trying to do it right now.
Yeah.
Bernie Madoff is saying he's too old to be in jail anymore. Could he please get out? And I think, yeah, sure, you can get out. As long as you can convince 5 people you should be out, and then they can each convince 5 people you should be out, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
That's how Ponzi schemes work. I think these fucking, it's like a comic book now. They all do this. They all get a walker and a neck brace and an oxygen tank. Oh, I'm too old to go to jail. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You weren't too old to rape the shit out of 20-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you lost that argument, so go away.
I don't care. There's no good. No, there's no good ending to this. There never is. Everybody has to walk away feeling dirty and wrong.
Yeah.
And that probably includes us, since it's like very late for you.
It is 20 after 1, and I am starting to fucking fall asleep.
Well, let's give her till tomorrow. I'm good with that.
Cool.
If you're... Oh, Sundays aren't good for you, but if we can do an early one tomorrow, that'd be cool by me.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
And everybody else, that was a fun, short little episode. I didn't get too ranty, but I guarantee I will tomorrow. So join us again for that. In the meantime, stop by ericandgord.world and order yourself a t-shirt. They are going quickly. We're running out very quickly, so check it out. ericandgord.world. Until tomorrow, take care of each other.
Die, whatever, who cares? Pray for an asteroid, eat a bullet, drink fucking Lysol, I don't care.
All good messages.
Except for Eric. Eric's best friend. Eric, my friend, I'll talk to you.
Every story starts the same way. I'll just do a little bit till Sunday. And now I don't